Recent studies have revealed a fascinating connection between language learning and dementia prevention. The brain's ability to adapt and rewire itself, known as neuroplasticity, plays a crucial role in this process. When we learn a new language, we challenge our brains to recognize new sounds, vocabulary, and grammar rules, which strengthens neural connections. This mental workout builds what scientists call cognitive reserve, a buffer that helps the brain resist damage caused by aging or diseases like Alzheimer's. The more cognitively active a person is, the longer their brain can maintain function even as it undergoes changes. One of the key findings is that bilingual individuals often exhibit delayed onset of dementia symptoms compared to monolingual peers. Researchers believe this is because managing two languages enhances executive function, the brain's ability to plan, focus, and multitask. These skills are closely tied to the prefrontal cortex, a region that tends to shrink with age. By engaging in language learning, older adults can stimulate this area, slowing cognitive decline. Even short daily sessions of language practice can make a difference, as consistent mental stimulation keeps the brain agile. Lifelong learning is another critical factor. Dementia prevention isn't just about starting early, it's about maintaining cognitive activity throughout life. Learning a language later in life can still provide substantial benefits, as the brain remains capable of forming new connections. Experts emphasize that the difficulty of the task, whether it's mastering conjugations or practicing pronunciation, contributes to the protective effect. The challenge itself is what keeps the brain resilient. By embracing language learning as a preventive measure, individuals can take proactive steps to safeguard their cognitive health for years to come. Learning a new language does far more than simply expanding your ability to communicate. It actively reshapes and strengthens your brain. Research shows that bilingual individuals often exhibit enhanced memory, sharper problem-solving skills, and greater multitasking abilities compared to monolingual peers. This cognitive boost is rooted in the brain's remarkable adaptability. When you learn a new language, your brain forms new neural connections, a process known as neuroplasticity. These changes aren't just temporary, they lead to lasting improvements in brain function. One of the most striking findings is the increase in gray matter density observed in bilingual brains. Gray matter, which houses most of the brain's neurons, is critical for processing information. Studies using brain imaging have shown that language learners develop denser gray matter in regions associated with memory, attention, and executive control. This structural enhancement translates to better cognitive performance in everyday tasks. Additionally, learning a language stimulates neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons, particularly in the hippocampus, a region vital for memory and learning. Beyond structural changes, language learning also owns mental agility. Switching between languages requires the brain to constantly inhibit one language while activating another, strengthening inhibitory control and cognitive flexibility. This practice enhances multitasking skills, as the brain becomes more efficient at managing competing demands. Experts liken this mental workout to a form of cognitive cross-training, where the brain becomes more resilient and adaptable. The benefits are clear whether you're mastering vocabulary or navigating grammar rules. Every step in language learning contributes to a healthier, more robust brain. Cognitive reserve is the brain's ability to adapt and function effectively despite age-related changes or neurological damage. This resilience is built through mentally stimulating activities, and language learning is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen it. Research has shown that bilingual individuals often develop symptoms of Alzheimer's disease up to 5 years later than monolingual individuals, highlighting the protective effects of cognitive reserve. The brain's plasticity allows it to form new neural connections, and learning a language challenges multiple cognitive functions, memory, attention, and problem-solving simultaneously. These challenges stimulate neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons, and increase gray matter density, which helps maintain brain health over time. The concept of cognitive reserve is like a savings account for the brain. The more you invest in mental enrichment, the better equipped you are to handle future decline. Studies suggest that bilingualism strengthens executive control, the brain's ability to manage conflicting information and switch between tasks efficiently. This skill is crucial in delaying cognitive impairment, as it relies on well-maintained neural pathways. Additionally, bilingual brains often show greater connectivity between regions, allowing for more efficient communication among neurons. Even if damage occurs, these strengthened networks provide alternative routes for cognitive processing. Mental stimulation doesn't stop at language learning. Engaging in puzzles, music, or other complex activities also contributes. But mastering multiple languages offers unique benefits. The constant effort to switch between languages and suppress one while using another creates a continuous cognitive workout. This lifelong mental exercise is what makes language learning a particularly effective tool for dementia prevention. While no single activity can completely eliminate the risk, building cognitive reserve through language learning is a scientifically supported strategy to keep the brain resilient and healthy. The takeaway is clear: challenging the brain today can lead to a sharper, more protected mind in the future. Starting with simple vocabulary is a foundational step in language learning. Focus on common words and phrases used in everyday conversations, such as greetings, numbers, and basic questions. This builds confidence and provides a practical framework for communication. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or Babbel offer structured lessons that introduce vocabulary gradually, making the process manageable. Pairing these tools with flashcards or sticky notes around your home can reinforce retention through repetition and visual cues. Daily practice is essential for progress. Even just 10-15 minutes a day can yield significant improvements over time. Consistency helps solidify neural connections, enhancing memory and cognitive flexibility. Language partners or tutors, found through platforms like Tandem or italki, provide real-time interaction, which is crucial for developing speaking and listening skills. Immersive methods, such as labeling household items in the target language or switching phone settings, create passive learning opportunities. Experts emphasize the importance of immersive environments. Watching movies, listening to music, or reading books in the target language exposes learners to natural phrasing and pronunciation. Consistency matters more than intensity. Short, regular sessions are more effective than sporadic, lengthy ones. Setting small, achievable goals, like learning 5 new words a day or holding a 1-minute conversation, keeps motivation high. Over time, these habits not only improve language skills, but also contribute to long-term brain health by strengthening cognitive reserve. Leveraging technology can make learning engaging. Podcasts, YouTube channels, and language exchange communities offer diverse ways to practice. The key is to find methods that align with personal interests, ensuring sustained engagement. By integrating language learning into daily routines, individuals can harness its cognitive benefits while enjoying the process of acquiring a new skill. While it's true that younger brains tend to pick up new languages more quickly due to heightened neuroplasticity, older adults can still reap substantial cognitive rewards from language learning. Research indicates that the process of acquiring a new language later in life can sharpen mental agility, improve memory, and even delay the onset of dementia. This is because the brain remains adaptable, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity, which allows it to form new neural connections even as we age. The cognitive challenge of learning vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation stimulates the brain, reinforcing existing pathways and creating new ones. One of the key benefits for older adults is the concept of cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to compensate for damage or decline. Studies have shown that bilingual individuals, even those who learn a second language later in life, develop a stronger cognitive reserve, which can delay symptoms of Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia by several years. The mental effort required to switch between languages enhances executive function, which includes skills like problem-solving, attention control, and multitasking. These skills are crucial for maintaining independence and mental sharpness in older age. Experts emphasize that it's never too late to start. While progress may be slower compared to younger learners, consistency and immersion are far more important than speed. Older adults can leverage tools like language apps, classes, or conversation groups to make the process enjoyable and sustainable. The social aspect of language learning, such as engaging with native speakers or joining a community of learners, also provides emotional and psychological benefits, further supporting brain health. By embracing language learning as a lifelong pursuit, older adults can protect their cognitive function and enrich their lives in the process. Recent neurological studies have provided compelling evidence that bilingualism leads to measurable changes in brain structure and function. Advanced imaging techniques, such as MRI scans, have shown that bilingual individuals exhibit increased connectivity between different regions of the brain. This enhanced neural network is particularly noticeable in areas responsible for memory, attention, and executive function. Researchers attribute these changes to the constant mental exercise required to switch between languages, which strengthens the brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself. One landmark study compared the brains of monolingual and bilingual individuals and found that bilinguals had a higher density of gray matter in regions associated with language processing and cognitive control. This suggests that the brain physically adapts to the demands of managing multiple languages. Additionally, functional MRI scans revealed that bilinguals use their brains more efficiently, recruiting fewer neural resources to perform the same tasks as monolinguals. This efficiency may contribute to their increased resilience against cognitive decline. Further evidence comes from longitudinal studies tracking dementia progression in monolingual and bilingual patients. Findings consistently show that bilingual individuals develop symptoms of Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia up to 5 years later than their monolingual counterparts. Experts believe this delay is due to the cognitive reserve built through lifelong language use, which allows the brain to compensate for damage caused by neurodegenerative diseases. These findings underscore the profound impact of language learning on brain health and its potential as a preventive strategy against dementia. Learning a new language doesn't have to feel like a daunting task confined to textbooks and classrooms. One of the most effective ways to make progress is by weaving language practice into your daily routine. Start by immersing yourself in media in the target language. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, or follow news outlets. Even passive exposure helps train your ear and improves comprehension over time. For beginners, turning on subtitles can bridge the gap while gradually building vocabulary and fluency. Travel offers another powerful opportunity for immersion. But you don't need to board a plane to practice. Seek out local cultural events, language exchange meetups, or online communities where you can converse with native speakers. Apps like Tandem or HelloTalk connect learners worldwide for real-time practice. Social interaction not only reinforces language skills but also provides motivation and accountability. Setting small, achievable goals is key to staying consistent. Dedicate just 10 to 15 minutes daily to learning new words or phrases, and gradually increase the complexity as you progress. Language apps like Duolingo or Babbel gamify the process, making it easier to stick with the habit. For a more structured approach, consider enrolling in an online course or hiring a tutor for personalized guidance. Technology also offers innovative tools like speech recognition software to refine pronunciation or flashcards apps for memorization. The goal is to create a sustainable routine that feels enjoyable rather than burdensome. By integrating language learning into everyday activities, you not only enhance cognitive resilience but also open doors to new cultures and connections. Consistency, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace mistakes will pave the way for long-term success.